We make the strings louder.
Somebody's been wondering what's the deal with the CRF, and it's basically just a bike that's been sitting around for a little while. I used to like to ride a lot of single track with it, and but anyhow, it's been sitting around for too long, and I kind of decided to sell it because I could use the money because I'm doing some house stuff right now. So just let it warm up, warm it up real quick, and then let the guys looking at it take it for a ride. Yeah, so this is a guy that used to work with my dad, and he was asking my dad if he knew anybody with a dirt bike. He messaged me like about 2 weeks ago and was like, hey, do you have any dirt bikes for sale? And I was like, you know, maybe. Like, I kind of want to sell it, but I kind of don't. Just because I feel like it's going to be harder for me to end up like justifying getting one, especially having a baby and doing the house thing. So we're getting ready to hopefully go through, we're like doing the whole contract right now on the house, and should be closing by like June 1st, I think, is when we're kind of setting the closing date or whatever. But yeah, so it's nice to have, you know, extra money or whatever, or like use the money for that type of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the deal with it. I probably wouldn't have been able to really ride it that much this season anyhow. My buddy who I normally did a lot of single track riding with, he ended up just having a baby too, so. And I sold my red Saab. So yeah, dirt bike's gone, and like I said, probably wasn't gonna ride it that much anyhow this season. It was kind of nice to rip around, just, you know, come to the shop, you're like kind of bored, you want to rip something real quick, and you know, there's like a field out behind here, and I used to kind of rip it every now and then. But yeah, I don't know. On to other things, you know, life happens. You gotta get rid of some of the toys. I was kind of wanting a like a KTM 350 for the trails, maybe with like electric start and stuff, you know, because I'm turning into an old man, and if you kill it on a hill, it's kind of a pain in the butt to start. But he was super stoked about it. This is the first time he's had an actual dirt bike. He's had like street bikes and stuff, but cool guy, so he's gonna enjoy it. And somebody I knew, so you know, if I ever wanted to like look at it again or something, I probably could. So Dave, what are you doing?
Oh, I was just dropping some stuff at my trailer, and then you text me.
Oh, and then what? What did I say?
I don't remember. You said something about my trailer.
Yeah, and how, so I was gone for 6 whole days. And Dave didn't get nothing done to the trailer. He had the shop all to himself. So all of his VR4 projects and all the bullshit that he, but now that I'm back,
we're going to Kentucky.
He's gonna want to start working on some other. Now he's gonna just cobble my operation, David. But anyhow, I was just getting, since Aaron already like took my red wagon out of my possession because he like wanted to drive it.
Didn't even pay for it.
Yeah, he hasn't paid me for it yet. But he started driving it, and anyhow, so when I clear coated the headlights, I left the car in here so the windshield has like some overspray on it. You kind of hear that? So I'm just gonna razor blade it, and then I told David, I was like, hey, let's help me RainX it, and then he had the great idea.
Half RainX, half carnauba wax, because wax works better.
So he wanted me to, he's like, fucking wax it. Why don't you just wax it? And like, it's better. And I was like, but RainX works premium. So we're going to do half the window because it's raining outside right now. So that's a pretty good test.
It's raining a lot since spring on.
Okay. But yeah, so we're going to RainX the window. I'm going to do this half in the RainX and then that half in the wax. And we'll see. So Dave's razor blade in the window. Oh man, that feels nice. Probably still need a clay bar it.
Probably.
So I just applied the RainX to my side. Dave already did the carnauba wax on his. But this is...
Dave, explain what you did on your half.
Yeah, tell us what you did.
I did some of these motions, and then some of these motions.
You want to reenact it for us?
Yeah.
For the movie? Well, I'm doing the side windows too.
Okay.
Carnauba versus RainX.
Carnauba versus RainX, that's right.
Carnauba wins every time, so... Carnauba wins every time, so...
So here we have Dave. So we're looking at him through the wind or the RainX side. I don't know. I don't think we're really gonna be able to tell until I actually drive it down the road. So I'm gonna drive it down the road. Oh no! You could see it. You could actually see it. Look at it all. Just ripping off of this side of the window. And look at that. It's just stagnant. So this is RainX. That's non-RainX. That's hilarious. And I RainX the side windows too. I need to do that mirror though. Okay, look at this. So it's kind of weird driving this thing because it's a manual. And it's like, I forget that it's a manual because I'm so used to driving mine. So I just had it in third and I was just like cruising, just like it was an automatic. All right, so I got this thing back in here after the whole RainX thing, and the RainX is definitely where it's at. I don't know what David was thinking with the wax, but
Carnauba wins every time, so...
Yeah, there's my old wagon. Just robbed all my shit out of it.
Well, you robbed my shit out of it.
Well, I got my stuff out of it. What kind? I don't know. Yeah, so I got my Durlast Platinum battery and my floor mats. I got the LZ floor mats that I got in Florida that I'm gonna stick over those. And let's see, I was just putting the mat back in the back, hooking up this this little under thing with the heat deal, and then Aaron, he put a crazy ass subwoofer in here when I was gone.
Yeah.
So this is what I should have probably done.
And that sounds pretty premium.
Yeah, it sounds dope. And then he just put had like a pod filter on it, just like a not open air filter, but just like the little K&N air filter on it. He wanted to hear the turbo, so
yeah, first turbo car.
So now he's gonna be mobbing this to work every day, getting like 29 miles a gallon, ripping past people.
17 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
In my truck.
And then you could tell people that they can't ride in your little red wagon.
Yeah.
Because the front seat's broken.
I can listen to that song now, huh?
Because the front seat's broken and the axle's dragging.
Yeah. Well, the axle's dragging on my race car.
Oh, again?
No.
Okay. Now you just need stripes for this.
Yeah.
Some black stripes, all red. Yeah, and then the red iPhone. No, so I'm kind of sad about this thing, but I'm kind of pumped about this. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be recharging the AC on my 2006 Saab 9.3 little dagged wagon that I've been kind of been fixing up. Kind of got rid of it a little bit. Got rid of my old one a little bit faster than I had anticipated, so I haven't had a chance to do a few little things since I've been driving this around. But I need to recharge the AC. The AC condenser was all ripped and mangled on here. I installed a good used one in it, and so now the time is to recharge it. So I'm going to show you my simple little way of kind of recharging it. First thing you really need to do is make sure that the system doesn't have any leaks on it. So for this, I have this little Harbor Freight vacuum pump. Basically, I hook that up with the gauges, make sure the gauge is at 0 and it'll pull a vacuum on it, and then just kind of close it off, let it sit for a little while, and make sure that it doesn't not have a vacuum on it when you come back to it, because as long as it retains that vacuum for a while, then you should be good. It probably lost a little bit of the oil, so I'm going to replace some of the oil in it. And then here's just some regular old Walmart refrigerant, and then a little gauge to kind of install it with. I'm not a professional at this, and I don't, the whole high side, low side thing, I don't really mess with that a whole lot. Basically, I just pull a vacuum on it, and then I go right here until it's the temperature, and then I've had really good luck doing that. So yeah, let's see if we could get this thing working again. Alright, well, let's get started. So first thing you do is kind of hang up your gauges, figure out where your your high side and your low side are. I believe this is the high side, this is the low side. The caps are different, and you can't mess it up as far as putting the gauges on it. So, because this is the high side is a lot bigger, the low side is a lot smaller. Like right here, here's the high side, so we'll get that hooked up. And there's no refrigerant in the system. It all, you know, basically evacuated itself when it got in the wreck before I had it. So there should be no stuff in the system. Maybe we'll just do the low side. It's easier to get to. Okay, let me hook that up. So we have the high side hooked up. So normally what I think I do is I just hook it up like this. Since that's open, go straight to that. I hook it up to this. Pull a vacuum on it. Hook this up right here so I can view the vacuum. Sure that's tight. That stuff's tight right here. Hook up your air compressor on it, and then watch what happens. So 0 and 0. So you see, right here it's pulling a vacuum on it. Negative 15 inches of vacuum on it, almost negative 20 so far. So I'm basically going to kind of let that on there, let that stay on there for about 5 minutes or so. I'll go ahead and I'll disconnect this, and I'll just make sure that that holds that vacuum in there. Probably let it sit for like 10 minutes or so. Alright, so it might be hard for you guys to hear with all this stuff going on, but I'm basically just going to get this stuff out of the way and then disconnect it right here. Alright, so got that all disconnected, and basically now it is at negative 20 inches of vacuum, and so I'm basically just going to watch that. Probably let it sit for like probably 5-10 minutes, make sure that it hasn't really lost a vacuum, and then as soon as I know that it hasn't lost a vacuum, I'll go ahead and I'll hook up the high side so I can monitor the pressure right there. And then I'm gonna just hook this up and then burp in a couple little drops of the, not drops, but about an ounce or so, because I think that's all that the condenser takes. A lot of times it'll tell you right here, this is the one out of the 4-cylinder. It says PAG oil SP10. This is PAG 46. That's what the O'Reilly's guys got me. I don't know, I might have to run over there real quick and see if they have the PAG SP10. I'll go look at the other thing. But they give me PAG 46. And so yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that everything's good with that, and then I'll come back and start pumping in some stuff. Alright, so while I'm just waiting for this to make sure we don't got a leak, I'm gonna go ahead and return that the wrong oil, the PAG 46 or whatever what they gave me. I'm gonna go ahead and get the PAG 10, and it gives me kind of a good excuse to drive the drift car because I don't want to mess with that. I'm just gonna hop in here, take this thing for a rip. As I was just down with Adam, I kind of just want to drive my own JZ car now. Disconnect this from over there, reconnect this, alright, so I think that's about it. It only took like half of that can and then this can, so I don't know what's up with that. It seemed like it took a lot less than it should have, but it's cold. So I don't know. I guess then it works right now. So I guess we'll see. Definitely has enough oil in there, and now it has some refrigerant and it's cold. So hopefully it doesn't get hot on me in the next couple days. But I mean, it doesn't seem like the system had a leak in it. But anyhow, yeah. So now I get to enjoy my nice Saab dad wagon with its premium ice cold AC. So now that the AC in this thing is all charged, I kind of wanted to install an intake just so you could hear the turbo. They make a lot of noise, but the factory intake box restricts it, makes it really, really quiet. So I had this air filter laying around off a KA that I don't know what I did with. I don't know, it came with a KA swap. It was blue and it matches the car, so I'm gonna blow that out, clean it out, and yeah, so this is a piece of aluminized exhaust. Right here, this is just a 3-inch thing, 3-inch filter. So I'm assuming just bam, bam like that. And I'll have me a quick little air intake, not necessarily a cold air intake, but an intake filter so that makes noise. That's kind of the point of it. I was over here and I whipped out the grinder, and I was just trying to deburr the inside of this thing before I put it on there, and it was going like that. And then I completely forgot that I actually ended up buying one of these 3M things for when I was doing the support stuff on here. Air filter's actually pretty clean. Oh no. Oh no. The wrong size. Yep, that's the wrong size. I wonder. So if I take a 3-inch coupler and cut it, and then stick it around it, because the 3-inch coupler almost goes in there. Took this, and we just slid this all the way down, and then slid that in there. I think we have a winner. I think we're gonna have ourselves an intake. Definitely heard it blow off. I guess I'm gonna go have to drive it and see what it actually sounds like. Looks good to me. So I'm kind of disappointed you cannot really hear it. I mean, a little bit when you're like up next to like a curb or a building. You could hear the blow off, like the factory blow off valve. You could hear that recirculating. Dave was talking to me about my hot air intake that I installed on here. What do you think of my hot air intake?
I think it's alright for this.
So now I'm just gonna change the oil on this because I haven't changed it yet. And so I got me some 0W40, which is like what Saab recommends in this thing. It has all like the right whatever that it meets, and then a Wix canister filter because there's a little thing on the bottom. So I'm gonna lift it up and drain it all out. And that's where the oil filter is on here with the little oil cooler right next to it. So I'm just RainXing the window on my drift car. I've never actually done this.
Because he's never had a window that hasn't been cracked from the hood.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, so at drift events, sometimes it starts raining, and it kind of sucks to drive in the rain at the drift event because it just sucks. Like my windshield wipers are only one speed, and yeah, so it'd just be really nice for the rain to just wick away, so you have like full vision. So you said these things are like one speed, and they don't do the best. But Mr. David over here, turn it around,
What?
turn it around on you, and tell him.
Tell him what?
Tell him about your wax trick that
Well,
didn't work
I
yesterday.
didn't have like the right stuff, but it still didn't work as good as the RainX.
So the RainX is good. So are you converting to RainX? This thing's like, it's like $3 for a bottle of this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like sponsored or anything by them, but it's just like nice to, that like the rain and just like, blue.
Yeah. Well, it does it on the Juke in the truck, and I haven't done those for, fuck it.
You know, there's that like windshield washer fluid that has like RainX in it too, and it's kind of tight because like when it's raining,
maybe that's
you
what I
ju-
have in my shit.
you just give it like a little, and
Is
then
it
like,
is it orange?
yeah.
Oh, dick.
Is that what's in your truck?
It is.
Dave was like telling me, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I did that to the windshield of my truck, but
Well, it worked. It worked good. It worked
probably used
premium.
the shit because I had that. You probably just used it because it was laying around here.
What?
That.
No, I bought 2 bottles of it. It was. I have another bottle still in the Juke.
But yeah, so no, I'm just wiping off the windshield now. The windshield kind of sucks. It's all pitted, and because this car was definitely on the highway a lot.
And then it looks like they like lost the windshield wiper and they didn't care.
Yeah, and then they just let it like
They're
scrape
just like, it's raining. We still got the driver one.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now my windshield should be nice and
Maybe you should RainX the inside too, like ceramic coat or something.
maybe whatever it is, it's dope. If you guys have never tried it, it's dope.
I feel like it used to be like not as good.
Well, I mean, times have changed. It's pretty dope. You seen that picture yesterday?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Like, I was sitting at the stoplight and everybody's windshield wipers are just sitting there like, and I'm just like sitting there and it's like, didn't even need to have them on, honestly. "20 minutes of me doing this. We're
Yeah.
gonna work on the Supra." Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be the video for this week. Sorry it wasn't nothing super crazy or technical, just our flight got delayed in Florida, and we ended up having to basically stay another night with Adam and Nicole. It was pretty fun, did some crazy karting stuff with them, but yeah. So now basically just got back here a day late because the whole, like Frontier Airline and all that stuff after we sat at the airport for like 8 hours. So I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to do when I got back here as far as to actually do a decent video. So that's why I just kind of filmed what I was going to do anyhow, which is just kind of updating some stuff on the daily. Yeah, it kind of sucked to have to sell my not have to sell my dirt bike, but I'm kind of bummed about selling my dirt bike. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to be able to just take it for a rip here at the shop, and I definitely kind of wasn't ready for the red Saab Wagon to leave my possession yet, but yeah. So finally got this thing kind of dialed in a little bit more. So now I'm okay with it. The only thing I need to do is bounce the tires on here and delete some stickers, clean up the interior a little bit, and we should be good to go. I kind of do want to do like a tuner on here. Like I think if you do like the stage 1 or something, factory, these things have like 250 horse and then like 280 foot-pounds of torque. Whereas if you do like the stage 1 tune on them, it's like 300 horse and then like 320 foot-pounds of torque or something crazy like that. Definitely a lot of fun to drive. I'm getting more used to driving it being a manual. Because it's the same exact car and it feels the exact same, and I'm so used to driving my other car in the automatic. You just hop in it and go. So I'll end up like I'll get it into third, and then I'll just be like driving away from the shop, and I'll just like look down, and it's like at like 4,000 RPM. I'm like, oh, should probably shift, but yeah, I'll get used to it, and then I'll hop in my girlfriend's car, and I'll be trying to shift that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I know, like I said, it's not a super video, it's not a Datsun video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little rip in that thing, but I'm gonna start picking away at this thing a little bit more. I need to get the engine bay sanded. You know, I mean, we got about 900 and some parts, like 900 and I think, what is it, 988 parts until I could finally paint this thing. So I have to do 988 videos of me sanding this thing before we could get to part 1000, which will be when I finally paint it. So stay tuned on that. And there might be some surprise. There might be some parts, car-y thing that I'm going to have to go get here shortly. That's kind of why I've been holding off on it a little bit, is just because I don't want to try to paint some of the parts that I'm not going to actually have to paint if I get some of these other things, or I have to paint those parts if I get the other car. So yeah, that's kind of the process with that. I still need to do some engine stuff with it, but yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Monday.